welcome back to Everything Tumbler Tutorials. My name is Rebecca Escott, and today I'm super excited to show you how you can make keychains using patterned vinyl, and we all have tons of little pieces in which we can use for this project. Today I'm actually going to be using Heart Valentine designs from AB Designs. I've already cut out a heart and a circle, and these are approximately 2 inches because you don't want them super big to dangle off of your keychains. However, you can make them any shape and or any size. Once we have them removed off of our mat, we're actually going to want to use tape of some sorts and tape it down to a sturdy surface. The main reason why we do want to tape these down is because they have a tendency to curl. Once we have them taped down, I'm actually going to be going with UV resin, and I do highly recommend using Counterculture DIY. I'm currently using a UV resin in which I purchased off of Amazon a few months ago. I also would not recommend doing this when it's super cold outside, and if you do, like I had to do for tutorial purposes, you want to move as quickly as possible. If you don't move quickly and you overplay with the UV resin, it tends to gel up, and then it's just a lumpy, bumpy mess. So this tutorial is the second time that I've attempted running this when it's cold. You definitely just want to try to move as quickly as you can to prevent the UV resin from gelling, if that makes sense. I also want to mention that the only reason why I'm using my Amazon UV resin and not my Counterculture, because I happen to be out and I didn't realize I was that low before doing this project today. You'll notice at this point that I'm using a paintbrush to kind of spread this out and get it thoroughly throughout the face of the pattern vinyl. You can use whatever you have on hand, from a popsicle stick. You can even use your finger if you really wanted to. Just make sure you're wearing gloves. Once I have this completely filled in and epoxy is throughout my design, I'm then going to bring over the UV lamp from Counterculture DIY and allow this to sit for several minutes. I mean, I'm talking like 5 or 6 minutes, mostly because it's cold and it's taking a little bit longer than normal. We're going to use our heat torch ever so quickly to go ahead and pop the bubbles that we may or may not be able to see. Now that our patterned vinyl side is fully cured, we're going to go ahead and remove it right off its backing. Place it face down, and now we get to glitter and epoxy the back side. So whenever you want to mix epoxy and glitter, you want to pour the epoxy and, or in this case, the UV resin first before applying or adding the glitter. If you add the glitter first and then the resin, it gets, for some reason, clumpy and bumpy, and it's just not workable. So I highly recommend placing the resin and or epoxy into the measuring cup first and then adding your glitter. The glitter I've chosen to use today is Cream from AB Designs. I'm going to use this on the back of both of these designs. So you really want to mix up your glitter and your resin really well. Once mixed completely, you want to pour a little bit onto the back of your keychain, and then you want to hold it. After having done several of these already, I found this is the best way to do it. Once you've poured a little bit onto the back of it, go ahead and pick it up and then use either your finger and or in this case a paintbrush and spread this around evenly onto the back of your design, and then you're just going to place this right up underneath your UV light. Again, if it's super cold like it is here in Florida, make sure you let it sit for a good 5 to 6 minutes to fully cure. I really hope you're enjoying this video so far, and if so, please hit that like button and subscribe to my channel for more tutorials coming soon. Don't forget to click the bell to get notifications every time I launch a video. If you decide to give this a try, please make sure you tag me so I can see what you came up with. Moving on, and so while our keychains are curing, we're going to go ahead and do a reverse weed on the saying Be Mine, which I actually got, as well as the Love heart decal that I'm going to place onto one of the keychains. Both of these came from Cricut Design Space. When doing a reverse weed, you want to take your contact sheet and place it directly over the entire vinyl and flip it completely upside down and remove the white backing. Then we're going to go ahead and remove the entire, in my case, red vinyl from the design. Anytime you have fine, thin lines or intricate weeding, reverse weeding is the best way to go. It saves you a lot of hassle down the road. Now that we're weeded and our keychains are cured, we're now ready to place them on. You're going to place them exactly like you would if you were placing them onto a tumbler. Our decals are placed onto the back of our keychains. We're going to go ahead and do another application of the resin. Just as before, I'm going to hold it into the palm of my hand and spread the resin out with my finger. I honestly just found this to be so much easier. So now that we're fully cured, I'm going to go ahead and use my Dremel to drill a hole, and I have no idea what this bit is called. I do very much apologize, but I'm just using what actually works for me, and it really worked perfectly to drill a little hole just underneath the point of the heart at the top. Once you've drilled your hole, you can now put all of your pieces together to make your keychain accessible. So I bought all of my accessories, including these cute little charms and the pom-poms, from Amazon. I was not thinking, and I accidentally bought silver hoops to put all of my pieces together. The only thing I would obviously change is to make sure that they're gold and everything matches. But for tutorial purposes, I went ahead and just followed the process. While I assemble my keychain, I want to thank you guys so much for watching, and be sure to find me on TikTok under Rebecca Escott, Facebook at Everything Tumbler Tutorials for continued learning. As always, all the links will be down for you in the description below.